The 8th day of May 2025. You're welcome back to Real True Education, not fake news. Carrick Migrants 3 video. I think it's video number 3 at this stage. And I'll post underneath here a video made by Grypt. They didn't show me on it. And the thing about Grypt is that man in charge of it is only half Irish. Not that that would matter a lot. I'm not making a big issue of that. And his Fatima girl going round told me she was from half Pakistani. And she seemed to have an issue with me pointing out that Asi Bibi was sentenced to death in Pakistan for blasphemy for allegedly not converting to Islam. And I just wonder about all that. And this air can be cleared very simply. I'll shave and shower and we'll do a video in a quiet place of my opinion on this and put it on Grypt Media. So that's one. I'm not being confrontational, but there are plenty of other good commentators. And in fact, when I went to the meeting in Carrick, it was partly because people were telling me here, oh, where were you? You weren't at the meeting. As if attending a meeting is going to do any good. I don't think it is. It's a political matter. Now, I'll post a video from Grypt underneath, but I want to show you here Matt Carthy, the local TD. Now, bear in mind that I have to hold up the laptop and that to get it. Here's Matt Carthy, the TD.
Carrick Migrants, as I say, has been a great town over many decades. Vibrant, bustling, a great community, fantastic businesses. Over the past decade or more, we've faced a number of challenges. There is an issue with antisocial behaviour and crime, and particularly a lack of Garda visibility. The image that we all saw of a knife-wielding man on our main street in particular, but also other incidents have...
Right, policing. It is a bit rich for Sinn Féin to be talking about policing. Is it? Is it a bit rich? Seamus Quaid, Garda Jerry McCabe. I could go on. Private Patrick Kelly. Where was the support when they were being murdered? I just make the point. Now, the other thing is, as was said on the meeting by a man at the beginning of this video, you'll see him, the whole Guards is all DEA, diversity, inclusion and equity. All gays and transgenders. Imagine them stopping me on the road. And what is the priority of the Guards? I can tell you as a retired detective sergeant and a former ordinary sergeant and a former guard, it is not an easy job to do it right. And I made a video before talking about all the paperwork you have to go through and the total and utter lack of support in getting... They wouldn't give us a typewriter, a word processor or a typist when I was in it. Now, so he's on about this as if Sinn Féin is going to do something about this. Now, I think that's a bit rich, but we'll go on.
Have caused huge concern and indeed fear. And then there's the wider mismanagement of the migration system, which has led to profiteering and a complete...
Hold on a minute. Wider mismanagement? When I was doing it up to 2004, anyone coming into the country as an asylum seeker had to go through a process. People genuinely coming in with trades and work and to work as nurses had to be vetted. I often had the files in my hand. And I had 2 staff in one town to help me deal with it and check out what was what. Now they can just walk in, pushed in by Ursula von der Leyen on buses in the middle of the night. So what does he propose? Will he go back to a proper vetting system? He didn't say he would. Is that not a fair point to make?
Disregard for the needs of local communities or the capacity of services, which has impacted on Carrick Cross. I am unequivocally anti-racist and I won't make any apologies for that.
Right, this is the bit that galls me. Who the hell's on about racist? This was a big point brought up at the meeting. This is the first thing to say to me. Oh, you're a racist? There's a fella there has a big script, you'll see it. No wonder they wouldn't vote for you. You're a racist. Racist against whom? All of my racism has always been against the Irish people who vote Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, Sinn Féin, People Before Profit and them other idiots. If a person from Eritrea can get good dole here, why wouldn't he take it? There's a fella there bragging from Afghanistan, he's getting 500 a week and promised a house. That's what Sinn Féin have been pushing. Tell me I'm wrong. I don't mind. And there's some fella there saying, oh, I'll debate it with you. Oh, but I left Sinn Féin. Well, if you left Sinn Féin, you're no bloody good because you have no say. Some keyboard warrior. I left it now. I'll talk to you. You're a racist. Now, you see this? So the people that went to that meeting are racist. Now, Carthy said that's not what he meant. Now, we'll go on another bit.
As a child, I lived in Britain for a while during the 1980s and I saw anti-Irish hostility and
I wonder, was he shouting up the Ra? Was he roaring up the IRA in some housing estate in some place, Coventry or somewhere? Would that be why he got racism after when the bombing was going on? Because I've been to England and I know a lot of people in England and there's no racism against the Irish at all. They're all intermarried and interwoven in the whole community there. I don't believe a word of that. I saw racism. The only genuine wee bit of that is that definitely in Northern Ireland, over the years, the big tom-tom drum was being battered up and down Armagh, and it was the implication of it was, if you're Irish, keep your head down, croppies. And that was a very strong form of unionism. And a lot of effort and money was put into melting that and getting that reduced down. You'll be coming up to July now. There are at least 2 parades I know of, one in Cavan and one in Rosnowla, and there's never any problem. There's always some hothead or some idiot to roar and bawl and batter the drum. Now, that is accepted by me, that people had to put up with that and it's not nice. Well, a lot of money and effort was spent to try and fix it. None of that, or none of the deals that were made to try and sort out that bitterness and sectarian hatred, had any built-in module for the rest of the world. We'll go on another bit and hear what he's on about.
Never support either the targeting or othering of another person or group because of their race.
What if they're after stabbing somebody? Would you approve of that now, Mr. Carthy? Huh? Where does it stop? Are people supposed to die? Can we feel a bit racist if some fella who shouting Ali Akbar stabs a young girl going home from school? It's happened all over. Are we then racist? This is all to fool you, folks.
I do believe in a managed migration system where those who are entitled to be in Ireland are treated with decency.
That's the first I heard of him believing in a managed migration system. And who is entitled to be in Ireland? Anyone that the European Union under Ursula von der Leyen decides to drop in. They're arriving in Germany by the shipload, by the boatload or by the plane load. And Germany simply scattering the problem to the rest of the EU. And they're entitled. So Matt Carthy says they're entitled. I say they're entitled to nothing. They're entitled to nothing, I say. Now, is that racist? And the other thing is, who are they? How can he say we're racist when we don't even know who they are? Do the migrants in Carrick, do they know each other? Do they come from the same country? Do they speak the same language? Will they need the state to build them a mosque? That'll be the next thing they'll want in Carrick. Put above on some hill up in Carrick, a mosque, and they'll want us to pay for it. We'll go on.
And supported to integrate into our society and participate in the workforce.
See, now he's doing what they call conflate or confuse. They are coming along and try to fool the people of Carrick Macross and the rest of Ireland into thinking that the nurse who comes here from Spain and works in a night clinic in Dublin, the bin collection man who comes here from Poland, the Afghan who applies through the system and comes in and sets up a wee shop here, that they're integrated. There is no doubt there is a certain amount of integration between the newly arrivals and the Irish. At the Easter Sunday celebratory Mass up on the Lochanlea mountain on one cold, damp morning, there were easily 12, if not 14, Polish people there, and maybe one or two Filipinos as well. They want to be here and to live here, but even they need their numbers checked and reduced. Why should we take anything other than the best and the best and the nicest and the more accommodating? This has nothing to do with this. There's no indication of integration in Britain at all, for a lot of them. So we believe, and I believe, in filtration. That's how it was, to filter them. So why doesn't Matt Carthy say it? Does he agree with it? Will his party bring in that? Well, the reason he won't say it directly is his party wants unlimited migration. And then they're posting underneath you, oh, nice rant, Val, but true. A rant, it's a rant. You've great passion. Supposing I have a herd of cattle here, I bred them up since 2005. A good herd of crossbred, mixed breeds cattle, traditional and new type continental. Supposing the Irish government came and said, well, we're taking all them and we're going to replace them, you'll get £100 a piece and you're going to replace them with equal. And when they arrive, they're old cull cows, old Frisians, skinny ones. And they take mine and give me back mine. Would I not be entitled to feel a bit passionate about that now? No? Oh no? Oh no, you keep quiet. This is the mentality that our government has allowed to be drilled into the Irish people. You shut to hell up. You get a vote once a year and you do it right, or you don't do it at all. And over in Eastern Europe, when the vote, again, the way I'm talking, they ban them from the EU and they're banning the ADF in Germany. Now we'll go on and listen to Matt again.
Also, where those who are not entitled to be here are made to leave. And
they're going to be made to leave. Now, Nigel Farage said after the election of his candidate in Britain, Runcorn, that he's going to send them home. So is Matt and Nigel on the one hymn sheet? Are the Sinn Féiners here underneath? Are you on the one hymn sheet? Will you agree to send them home? Because if you get agreement to send them home, I'll agree to act as the filtration system and do it for a very small amount, just my expenses, and I'll see that they're horsed home. And if they're not sent home, we'll dump them into Germany. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, folks.
And I believe that where anyone who has come to Ireland and then abused our welcome by committing serious crimes...
So you let them in and see will they kill? What about the parents grieving over their lovely daughter buried out in the graveyard out on the Dundalk Road? So you let them kill before, and then you say, oh, well, now you'll have to go home. And you know what they'll do with them if they kill some poor girl or poor fella? They'll send them home and they'll do no penalty. And if they jail them after 10 years, it'll all be forgotten and they'll let them out and give them dole in Carrick anyway. And they'll be hanging around the streets forevermore. They're hanging around the streets in Kingscourt. No one knows who they are. That's my view. You can say I'm passionate or it's a rant. I don't give two damns what you think. I went to school in Carrick, to what was now Inver College or Carrick Technical School, and the fun and crack we had there and the great enjoyment, I will look back on it most fondly. And I even meet a lot of my ex-classmates there, and it's great to meet them. What can we do? The only one that treated me with any little bit of niceness or humanity at the election was Sarah O'Reilly. Well, Clifford Kelly, the local Fianna Fáil councillor, who was acting for Brendan Smith, he was civil as well, I have to say. But sure, I know him a lifetime. I know, and he knows I don't talk shop or anything like that. So he was. I have to say, he wasn't against me at all. But definitely, Sarah O'Reilly's people were more than accommodating. And she got 600 votes, 675 votes from me in transfers when I was eliminated. She's a senator now here. I wonder what's their policy. Would Peadar Tóibín meet me? Would they listen to our case? Now, I know Irish Freedom Party could come up with, I wouldn't write them off yet. We have a clean pair of hands. There's some great people in it. Would we get a seat in Cavan Monaghan? Don't know. Take a lot of graves. Take a lot of graveyards full. And then you see people's lives move on. People that were 50 when this started in Carrick Migrants will be 70 before it gets going at all, and they'll be dying off. This is the way it works. It's the replacement of the Irish population, and Carrick was chosen because it had plenty of accommodation and because it was a nice place to send them, and the government in Dublin wanted to put them in the nicest place possible. And now I predict that from now on, the tents are going to go up all around the Dublin Canal. They're going to pour in here by the tens of thousands. And there'll be I'd say Starmer in England will get worried now because Farage is doing so well. It's possible that England might clamp down and they're going to come directly to Ireland. I can say no more, folks.
I believe they should be swiftly deported and permanently barred from ever returning. I have some serious issues which I've articulated on several occasions over the past 10 years with the current asylum system in Ireland, in which processing times take too long, where decisions aren't enforced, and where a government gives a small number of individuals huge amounts of public money while communities are ignored, and where there's no regard for the capacity of services.
Now, go up now, Matt Carthy, and tell that to your party. Sorry. Go up and tell it to Mary Lou, and try telling it to Declan Kearney. If you're half serious, you've got to get Declan Kearney by the scruff of the neck and horse him out. Get him to hell out of Sinn Féin. Get him out there. That's what you have to do. Because in all fairness to the Sinn Féin people, we're all over Cavan Monaghan. 99% of them don't want this. So a lot of them are friends of mine. I do have a drink with some of them. See, this is the thing about the globalist agenda, the socialist agenda. It only uses the grievances of people to get what they ultimately want, which is the destruction of the Irish way of life. And they hope that they'll destroy the unionist grip on the north, and that'll put them out. And it doesn't matter to them what sort of a mess is left behind. It's like a real proud, rich, well-to-do man, full of steam, stuck on everything. He has one daughter. And some half-mongrel man comes along and gets her pregnant. People, that'll settle him. Oh, you want one of the blue Mickey, or one of the red Paddies, or the blue Johnnies, or the white Rileys, or the or the KG Smiths, or a travelling man has her pregnant. Wait till he sees how that'll get on to him. That's the mentality. Is to breed us down and cut away all the things that her ancestors fought for generations. That's it. Tell me I'm wrong. There'll be no debate with me because they won't meet me, and there'll be no debate. Grypt Media will not allow me speak. And the terror that I have to add Grypt Media to my list. But we'll see how it goes. Comment underneath. Thank you very much.